terms of that key factor, that all starts with the 2014 election. And guess what? If you were frustrated because we sort of weren't relevant here in Louisiana in the presidential campaign, we're sure as heck relevant in the fight for the U.S. Senate. Because one of the key races will be right here between Mary Landrieu and Bill Cassidy.
What's going to happen to the Advantage deal that we have now?
Medicare Advantage is I want to go to other folks in the room, but quickly, Medicare Advantage took a big whack through Obamacare and took a big funding cut. The Democrats' goal is to phase it out, yes, and Obamacare, unfortunately, is a significant start. Alice Poor, what is the deal of Congress plus staff being exempt from Obamacare, and how can this be? Where is Alice? You mentioned that up front. Does that answer your question? Okay, well, I'm very upset about that, as you are, and I'm going to push like heck to get a vote. I don't know if I'll win or lose, but I'm fighting for a vote so that every member of the Senate can either stand with Washington or stand with the American people. And it'll be crystal clear.
Are you going to accept this substitute?
If there's any way not to accept it, I won't. But under the rule, as I understand it, there's no choice. What there is a choice about is what congressional staff are covered under the exchange. And if I have any say about that, all of my staff absolutely need to go to the exchange, and I've already told them that. Yeah. Luke Laborde. Yes, sir. I'm very interested in having our federal debt reduced or eliminated. We're disinvesting from our children. The debt ceiling impacts dollars we have already spent. How can we prevent the debt ceiling debate from crushing our stock market and further slowing economic growth?
I can be pretty specific. You know, what happened 2 years ago, we took a big step financially backwards for an awful lot of us. And I understand the goal, but I felt like it was the wrong fight. I can't not pay my credit card bills without filing for bankruptcy or losing my credit rating. I don't see our nation being any different. We got to change the budget. But you know, how do we do this with the debt ceiling on money we've already spent?
Right. Well, I understand your question, but the problem is, in my opinion, the debt ceiling is some of the only leverage conservatives have to demand change. So the way I look at it is, I'm not saying never extend the debt ceiling if it means reneging on our past commitments. I'm saying we're not going to do that until we have a responsible plan moving forward. To me, it's like having a brother-in-law who has a debt and spending problem, and he comes to you and says, look, I have a solution. All you need to do is come with me to the bank and co-sign for one additional credit card. Well, time out. That's not a solution. That's helping him continue his problem. And the solution is to get on a workout plan, to get on a responsible spending plan. That has to be step one. And that's what I'm demanding as step one before we increase our debt. So I'm not saying we can just never extend the debt ceiling cold turkey in light of past obligations. I'm saying we need to use it as leverage. We need to fight to require a change, which we haven't seen yet in Washington in terms of spending.